Amplitudo is a moderate-sized country with a relatively dry climate. Even though our land inhabits a large, spot near freshwater lake, we still have a dry climate. We have a river, waterfall, and abundant forests. We have lots of corn, beans, and squash. In fact, we have so much corn, we made it our national flower. Our country really helped me understand a lot about how countries in the outside world work. Like Canada, we have a rich majority, a democracy, and a parliament which was elected by vote, though we didn't have a lot of candidates to vote for. Written laws are really important when it comes to the court. When we raised concerns about our Prime Minister ignoring the Criminal Trades Act, we thought we had the cat in the bag. We didn't end up going to court though. It seems like no one in Amplitudo really cared about written laws because mostly these guys, they just put their trust in each other and relied on each other to not do terrible things to each other. But that's the problem right there, see? Because that doesn't always work out. Like in Canada, the campaigners in the elections, myself included, made lots of empty lies and promises. Of course, this isn't uncommon. We have an MP, Prime Minister Joel, as well as members of Parliament, and then we have that one member of opposition. Like Canada, we also have a House of Commons, where we propose bills and pass laws. Our Charter of Rights and Freedoms is also very similar to that of Canada. The economy is a really fragile thing. If one party greedily consumes national needs, it can lead to a domino effect towards others where they fall. For example, if the government of Canada refused to give seniors senior pension plans, then, well, it wouldn't be a great place for seniors to live, now would it? One very important lesson Civic Mirror has taught me is that never, and I mean ever, put your full trust and dependence on the government or economy. Unless, of course, it's the squad. And, like, always sometimes maybe trust the squad because, well, they're the squad. But anyway, never ever expect things to go exactly as planned because as the nation changes how they go about things, your plans will also change. If there's a certain resource that you want that someone has a monopoly over and you want to, make a deal about it, then you better have a plan B, a C, and a D ready to go. This tells me that people don't always live up to their promises for selfish reasons. I mean, we all have hidden agendas to fulfill, and I'm in the same boat, trust me, I get it. All the issues that, our nation faced and all the debts that resulted from unfair monopolies and consumption were all undealt with by the government. We never actually lived up to any of our promises because by the end of the game, the nation suffered great losses, and only those with monopolies and money, they did the best. The Prime Minister had also promised us with adequate food and all, but he consumed 3 units of food himself, which many of us could have used to survive. It tells me how important it is to enforce the law, especially when your own government can't live up to it properly. In Amplitudo, however, people don't need the politics. They don't need the government to run because a lot of people smoothly did it by themselves. They didn't need the government, and I'm not complaining. In the game, however, for those of you who didn't believe me when I said it, I was to play the role of cultural supremacy. So my job was to make sure that my culture, the majority, did way better than the minority by the end. So I was basically supposed to be racist. Within the parliament, I was trying to bring you guys down the whole time because you guys were mostly minority, right? So when we made our bills, I played around with my words and made sure that the Criminal Trades Act, with punishments and all, only affected those with food and power hexes. So my group, who owned health and education, didn't have to sweat it. But even though by the end I didn't get any SP points, I'm okay with that, really. Speaking of culture, the poor minority actually did really good. The government, who was half minority themselves, I'm not surprised, but I'm also disappointed because of my role of the game. Many modern cultures around the world, like Canada's, treat the poor minorities with equal respect and help them grow. This was the case for Amplitudo. In historic times, like World War II, minorities in America, like the Japanese Americans or the poor, received discrimination because of their race or economic status. However, during the war, even those groups were presented with a chance to be employed and prosper as their nations needed workers. And they rose to the top of the ladder. All the lessons that I took away from Civic Mirror will help me out in life. I learned that in order to be truly successful, sometimes you gotta look out for yourself first before anyone else. It's hard working in a group, it really is, because you have to distribute things equally with members, and this doesn't always happen. Like, as much as I want to satisfy my SP needs, you guys come first. And you know what? Even though I didn't get an ESP, I don't regret anything because working with you was the best part. So yeah, that's my presentation, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a great day. Bye.